Hello, everyone. It's Mrs. Cubbage. And yes, today, as you can see, I'm in another location. What does that mean? That means we are not going to cook today. Ooh, what are we going to do then? What are we going to do? We are going to make a craft. Now, it is the holidays, right? It is the holidays. We need to get prepared. Okay, we do. We really need to get prepared. So today, as you can see, I have a pine cone, some yarn, some pom-poms, and my glue gun, my trusty glue gun. I wonder what we're going to do. I wonder. Guess what we're going to do? We are going to make a pine cone ornament. Yes, just that simple. Hopefully it'll be nice and simple for you. And you can actually find the directions for that in none other than Celebrate the Holidays with Mrs. Cubbage. Yes, you can. So you can find that in my book. Get the book. You can find it anywhere you purchase your favorite books. Online at Target.com, Amazon.com, Lulu.com, anywhere. I believe it's even on the Martha Stewart website. I think that's absolutely so cool. That is amazing. But it is on there. And one of my books is like, but I think it is this one that's on there. I'll have to check. Actually, I'll have to check. I'll check right now. Let me check right now while we are talking about it. Celebrate the holidays with Mrs. Cubbage. Yes, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Walmart.com, even. Let's see. Oh, eBay. I didn't know it was on eBay. Booktopia, Wordery. Of course, our website, Pandemic Press, Waterstones.com. Do you know what? This is just going and going. I do believe it is. I believe this one is the one that's on MarthaStewart.com as well. So check it out. Check it out. Recipes, crafts. It'll keep you busy for the holidays, not only for Christmas. There's Kwanzaa things in there. There's things to make cards. There foods for different holidays. Check it out. Check it out. That's all I have to say. Check it out, and check it out. So this is what we're going to do today. I have a pine cone, and literally, I did not purchase this pine cone. There were pine cones falling. There are pine trees everywhere where I work at the preschool. And I happened to be coming outside after work one day, and before I went in, the ground was fine. It had just some pine needles out there a little bit, but by the time I came out, there were pine cones everywhere, all over the place. So you know what I did? As we teachers do, typical teacher, what I did was I grabbed as many as I could and put them in my car, and I'm actually using them as things for the kids, crafts for the kids, and they love it. They love it. So definitely a good thing. Now, pine cones, I don't know, there are actually different kinds of pine, and it was actually a very interesting question. One of the kids asked me, "Can you eat pine cones?" That doesn't sound like anything I would want to eat. However, I did look it up, and I found a great website called survivalsullivan.com. Okay, survivalsullivan.com. And they actually gave a lot of very, very, very interesting and useful information about pine cones. And believe it or not, the answer is yes. Yes, you can eat pine cones. However, they suggested if you did try it, boil them to make sure they get soft, because not very soft. And make sure that that it's actually, I guess, is that a word, chewable? Yes, chewable. Um, but me personally, I would not suggest that. However, um, if you're a daredevil, that's the only way I would say it. But a disclaimer, I'm certainly not a doctor. As I always say, I'm a teacher. And I personally do not endorse that you do something like that unless you happen to know a survivalist. But one thing that I did find out about pine cones, that if you were to eat them, they are a fabulous source of vitamin C. Oh my goodness. Yes, vitamin C. Me personally, I would rather eat something citrus like an orange or a grapefruit, but you certainly can. And there are all kinds of different pine. And something else I did find out on survivalsullivan.com, that pine are actually either female or male. And I do believe, because they said that the uh, male pine cones are the ones that hold the seeds. I hope I'm saying that right, but check out the website. It's fantastic. The more thin, longer, and more cylinder looking ones are considered male. So I do believe this might be a male pine cone. Who knew? Oh my gosh. Gotta love Google. So anyway, what I'm going to do is stop babbling so you can do this wonderful craft with me and then get on your way. As you can see, I have on another one of my fun shirts, napping before rapping. That's right. I'm more like rapping, more just rap. I don't do too much napping. All right. So as you can see, I'll put this here. You take your piece of yarn and try to find the top. I guess this would technically be considered the top part of the pine, because this is where it would hang on the tree. So you want to make sure that you get as far into the top as you can to make sure that the yarn will hold. Okay, that's very, very important, because once you start gluing things on, it's going to get a little heavier than it originally was, than it naturally was. So here you go. Now, obviously, when we're finished, we're going to, kind of cut this down a little bit and make it into more of an ornament, because that's what we want to use this for, ornament on the tree. Okay. I've got my pom-pom, scissors, of course, to get through. All right. Now, you can put as much or as little of the pom-poms on the pine cone that you like. It just depends on you. Okay. And the funny thing about this is that it already kind of looks like a Christmas tree, right? I mean, that's what we use for Christmas trees, right? Pine, well, spruce, pine, spruce trees. What other kind of trees? What other kind of trees? Be very careful, as I said before. This glue is hot. This glue is hot. So be very careful while you are putting your pom-poms on, okay? Just be very careful. And then, I tell you, this glue, it's wonderful, but it's so sticky. It really sticks to everything. Okay, there we go. And you can, put a couple of different drops of the glue on here. You have to, well, I'm not going to say you have to do it quickly, but you really don't have a whole lot of time to put, you won't be able to put all, you won't be able to put the glue everywhere and then come back and add the pom-poms. However, you could probably put, like I just did, maybe 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 6. And then, oop, that one's dripping, but that's okay. And you could just quickly come back to it, put your pom-poms on. Make sure you move quick, okay, because even though it is hot, okay, the glue is hot, okay, what you don't want to do, I should say, is that you don't want the glue to dry. Oh, look at this. This little bit is dripping right there. And I'm going to use that as a sign to stick that one right there. What do you think? Now, I won't take all afternoon to put all these pom-poms on here, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clip the yarn. Just going to do a quick little clip, and then we are going to tie this. And you know what's really nice is that if you do have any of those little ornament hooks, you could tie this a little bit tighter, and then you could just add a hook to it. If not, that is okay. You don't really need it, because you could just tie that like that, and you already have a loop, and you can hang that on your tree. So what do you think? I hope that was nice and easy enough. Remember, whenever you see these little strands of the hot glue, you just want to pull them off. But again, remember, you don't want to pull them off while the glue is trying to dry, okay? Because if you do, you're going to pull the pom-poms off as well, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I certainly hope that you learned something and that you enjoyed it, and that you will certainly try this craft. And you can actually, you could make these as gifts for friends. You can, it's natural. It's natural. You can get the pine cones just from outside if you live near some pine cones. And you can make someone really happy that you actually made something and you thought enough about them to make them something. So go for it. And of course, for Hanukkah, if you wanted to make Hanukkah gifts, you don't need to use the red and green. You could use blue and silver or blue and white. It's okay. You can go for it. Just go for it. With Kwanzaa, you can add the gold to it, right? It'll be beautiful. And add some black if you can find some black pom-poms. That would be wonderful. Do what you want to do. All right. And if you wanted to, I don't have them right here, but I do have a bunch of colorful, just all kinds of colors, pink and orange and yellow and all that. You could do that too. It just depends on what you like. So give it a try. See what you think. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again really, really soon. All right. You take care now. Bye.